Well, see, I've never heard you talk about Uncle Tom.
Oh, he was a loving giant.
So that was your mom's oldest brother,
Yes, Tom Oliver. Oh, you spell it Olivier,
right?
but they all pronounced it Oliver, not Olivier. And yeah, he was the oldest child, and then Uncle Harold, and then my mom. And she was the oldest daughter, and she had to drop out of school to take care of the kids when her mom died. She was 14 when her mother died.
So you never knew your grandma.
No.
And what was her name?
Let me see.
She died in childbirth, right?
Yes, my mom had she had twins, and my mom had twins. And my grandma died in childbirth. And I'm not sure what year that would have been, but her burial was in Riverside Cemetery in Moline.
So Uncle Tom was the oldest.
Yes, and then it was Uncle Harold.
You said that they said he was simple.
Yeah, I think he was damaged in birth, something, because I don't know, he wasn't a dumb person. They called him simple. I think he had brain damage from birth or something.
But he could talk and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, he didn't have a problem with speech or anything.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what they would call it now. In the present,
Think he'd be retarded or?
No, I don't even know how long he went to school,
Yeah.
But, he loved children, and I knew he loved me, and I loved sitting on his lap, and we'd play games together.
Right.
And so he was a simple-minded person, because he liked to play with us and stuff like that. But, yeah, he was the oldest son. But I think his mom was a real small lady. I think, but I never knew her. I never knew my mother's mother. She died before I was born. And my mom had 3 brothers, and Uncle Tom was the oldest. Uncle Harold was the next, and then my mom, and then Uncle Larry, and then, let's see, who would be next? There were 7 kids. I can't remember who's next. Uncle Walt. Yeah, Uncle Walt. And, no, Aunt Georgie, and then Uncle Walt.
See, I've heard about all these people, but I've never heard of Uncle Tom.
Well, he died pretty young.
So it'd be Uncle Walt and then Uncle Louie, right?
Uncle Louis was just before Uncle Walt.
Sorry, don't mean to change the subject
No,
on you.
I'm just trying to think of the right. It was Uncle Louis. Okay, Uncle Tom, the oldest. My mom. No, Uncle Harold. Then my mom. Then Uncle Larry. Then Uncle Louis. Then Uncle Walt.
And Aunt Georgie.
Oh, and Aunt Georgie was way up here. She came after my mom. Yeah, because they were best buddies, because they were only 2 older girls.
So then who was the baby?
Well, it was Uncle Walt, and then Aunt George. No, then Mary. It was Mary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
There's a lot of Marys in the family, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Everybody was a Mary in those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Girls were often.
And they were all up on 23rd Avenue.
Well, that's where they were born, and then
Uncle Larry lived up there all of his life.
yeah, just like 2 houses away from where they grew up, on 27th Street in Moline. But when my mom's mom died in childbirth with the twins, Grandpa Oliver ran with his children because they were going to take his kids away from him. And the last thing that Grandma told him, don't let the children get separated. So he took the kids and ran, and that's when they all moved to Peoria. They stopped at one, and Aunt Mary, my mom always talked about her Aunt Mary, and I don't know if that was her mom's sister. I think it was her mom's sister. Halfway between the Quad Cities and Peoria, they stopped at the farm of Aunt Mary's, and the kids stayed there for a few days until Grandpa, found a place for them to live in Peoria. And they were hidden there on the farm to keep the family together. And then they moved to Peoria, and that's how Peoria got involved in their life. So, and then he got a job at the Case Farm Implement place down there. And he worked there till he died, or till he retired or whatever. And he remarried to Carrie, but from down there, but I don't remember what her maiden name was. But Grandma Carrie's the only grandma we ever knew on my mom's side. And she loved us. Oh gosh. She was older when they got married, and
So
married.
Grandma Carrie would have been your mom's stepmom.
Yes. Yeah.
What'd your mom think of her?
They were kind of, I think all the family were kind of bitter with her, but he needed somebody to take care of the children that were still at home.
Why would they have been bitter?
It was taking the place of their mom.
But it wasn't that she was mean or anything.
Yeah, I think she was a
little stern.
She was a stern German lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she was, they had to
do
really
it. Had to do what she wanted, huh?
Yeah. Well, she was a disciplinarian.
Yeah.
But I loved her to pieces because she loved me,
Yeah.
But they still had their last three children lived with them, but Uncle Louis and Uncle Walt went in to fight World War II, and then there was Little Mary, which was the tail end child, and she got spoiled with them.
Huh.